basketball is a presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. Now let's go to the floor for this Lions game. From the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University in Cincinnati, Ohio on Delhi Avenue. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Division III college basketball this evening on UltimateSportsTalk.com as the Mount St. Joseph Lions with their backs against the wall. It's D-Day, it's do or die. You throw out every cliche in the book tonight because the Lions are down to 2 games, the final 2 games in the regular season, and it is imperative that the Lions win both of these games and hope for Franklin to lose a couple coming up tonight and on Saturday. I'm Dave Mitchell. Glad to have you along tonight on UltimateSportsTalk.com as the Lions get ready to take on the number 1 team in the conference, the Hanover Panthers. So this is not an easy trail for the Lions heading into tonight's ball game. The Panthers are 18-5 overall, 13-3 in the Heartland Conference, and they've got a 1-game lead over Rose-Hulman and Transylvania in the conference standings. Meanwhile, the Lions, they come in with a record of 7-16, 5-11 in the Heartland Conference. We'll go over the standings and all the ifs, ands, and buts that go into how the Lions will make the playoffs coming up a little bit later on in our pregame show. But tonight, the Lions are in a desperate situation, and how this team comes out and plays will basically tell you right at the beginning just how much they want to make the tournament starting next Tuesday night somewhere in the Heartland Conference, because they cannot finish 5th, they can only finish 6th, and that's the same way Franklin has the situation also. In order to keep their long shot odds of making the postseason tournament alive, the Lions very easily, it's just right up to them. They have to win both of these games, but then they have to hope that Franklin is going to lose both of their games coming up tonight and on Saturday. They play Transylvania tonight at home, and then they play Bluffton at home on Saturday. Both of those games are winnable by the road team. However, the way Franklin has been playing as of late, shooting 54% from the field over their last 10 ball games, and you can tell why, because they've got one of the preeminent big men in the conference, and he is just coming into his own in sophomore Perry Mills. We saw him on Saturday, and what a game he played against the Lions in that Franklin victory. Franklin, well, we will be keeping an eye out on what they do this evening in their game against Transylvania. The Mount has lost 2 in a row at the worst possible time that the Lions could do it. Since their win at Defiance a week ago, the Lions have dropped games at Transylvania 74-56, and then this past Saturday at home to Franklin 72-54. The Lions are going to round out the regular season on Saturday. That will be Senior Day, and they will be hosting Earlham. Saturday, the Lions were outplayed totally in their 18-point loss to Franklin. Brady Thomas, the freshman, scored 20 points to lead the Lions in the loss, but 4 Grizzlies reached double figures as Franklin won for the 5th time in their last 6 contests. Peyton Mills, we talked about him earlier. Well, the sophomore had a team-high 18 points. All of them came from inside the lane. So here's a look at what the teams have coming up in the conference, the teams that really matter for that 6th slot in the conference tournament beginning next Tuesday night, February 19th. The Lions have got tonight's game and then Saturday against Earlham. Tonight's the night. You've got to win tonight. You've got to beat the team that's right in front of you on the floor, and that's the red and blue of the Panthers here this evening. That's what the Lions have to do, and then they can worry about the Quakers coming up on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Franklin, we told you, they've got Transylvania and Bluffton at home tonight and then Saturday. Manchester has got games on the road, and believe me, folks, they are not going to win both of those games. They are at Bluffton tonight and then at Rose-Hulman on Saturday. Now, if Hanover loses this ball game, trust me, Rose-Hulman is going to be loaded for bear on Saturday against Manchester. And Earlham has got games at home against Defiance and then at the Mount here on Saturday. The Lions, well, they come into tonight's ball game with a record of 3-6 here at the Harrington Center. They ended up the regular season 4-9 on the road, and they were 0-1 on neutral floors here this season. Hanover's looking to stay on top of the conference with a win tonight here at the Mount. They have won 2 in a row over Earlham and Manchester. They were both at home. Their regular season home schedule is over. Saturday, they squeaked by the Spartans 66-62 on Senior Day when Cam Fales finished his season with 20 points, 9 rebounds at home, 5 steals, 3 assists in the ball game, with each statistic either leading the team or co-leading the team. So he did a heck of a job in his final home game. Isaac Hibbard, regular season home game. Let me preface that by saying regular season home game, because if Hanover wins the regular season conference title, they host the tournament. So it may not be their last game at home. So if you look at the stat sheet from Saturday, though, it's a wonder the Panthers were even in the ball game. Here's the stats. They were out-rebounded by 18 in that ball game against Manchester. They were outscored off the bench, get this, by 27 points. They were outscored off the bench, and Manchester had 8 more points in the paint. But as always, Hanover protected the basketball. They turned it over only 8 times while forcing 18 Spartan turnovers, and that was the key to the win. Now, as far as the Heartland is concerned, Hanover has clinched the conference against Transy since they've beaten them twice. However, they have split with Rose and have that 1-game lead on them. So Hanover is going to end the regular season Saturday at Defiance, while Rose will be at Anderson tonight, and they will host Manchester on Saturday. At home this season, Hanover was practically unbeaten, 10-1 on the year. They were 6-4 on the road, 2-0 on the neutral floor under head coach in his 11th season, John Miller, as head coach of the Panthers. Well, I'm Dave Mitchell. The Lions are getting set to take on the number 1 team in the conference, and it is a do-or-die game for the Lions against the Hanover Panthers. These two teams met once before this year. That was back on January 16th. That again was a Wednesday night over at Hanover, and the Panthers won it 73-52. It was the 7th meeting between these two ball clubs in the past 3 years. Hanover never trailed in the game thanks to a strong start. They jumped out 5-0 and forced Toby Kerrigan to use 4 timeouts in the first half of that game. Cam Fales scored 24 to lead the Panthers. They shot 60% from the field, and they led by 19 at the half, 40-21. But the Lions clawed back to within 9, 47-38 with 11:11 left to go. Then Hanover responded with a 3-point shot from Isaac Hibbard, and then that sparked them onto a 20-3 scoring spurt, and it secured the outcome. Part of those 7 games, they met 3 times a year ago, 2 in the regular season, 1 in the tournament. On February 14th last year, Valentine's night, at Hanover, the Lions won by 2, 73-71. And then prior to that, on January 17th, here at the Harrington Center a year ago, the Lions lost to the Panthers 64-41 in one of their worst outings of the season. And then in the tournament in the semifinals at Rose-Hulman, Hanover won 77-68. What will happen tonight? Well, we've got 40 minutes of basketball action to see if the Lions can stay in their chase for the Heartland Conference tournament coming up next Tuesday night. We're about 16 minutes away from the opening tip-off of tonight's ball game. I'm Dave Mitchell. We'll be back with more after this.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Stay up to date with all your sports information on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Mount St. Joseph University and Roger Bacon High School sports. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night at 9 during the baseball season. Minute-by-minute scores, opinion articles, stories from the pros, college, and high school levels, including the WWE, MMA, and UFC. Increase your workout level and tickets to any sporting event, all in one spot. Check out UltimateSportsTalk.com every day for your sports fix. Well, in women's college basketball, number 20 Transylvania remains atop the Heartland Conference with a 15-1 league record heading into tonight's action. The Pioneers are currently in the middle of a 16-game winning streak. They garnered 2 wins last week over the Mount and Defiance, and with all that, the Lions won on Saturday over Franklin and clinched a tournament berth for the second straight year, and they are extremely happy about that. Elsewhere, also, I guess I should say, the Lions also clinched a winning season for the first time in 13 years. They have 13 wins on the season. The Lions built a 16-point halftime lead, then played even with the Grizz to win the ball game 73-65 on Saturday here at the Harrington Center. Lainey Studer, she had 26 points to lead them out, while Haley Hudson grabbed 8 rebounds. The Lions are at Hanover tonight, and a win there would clinch the 4th seed in a home game with the 5th place finisher next Tuesday night, which right now is Defiance. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that game. And right now, at the end of the first quarter, Hanover is leading the ball game by a score of 15-13. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that contest. Now, in case you're wondering what the Lions have done against Defiance this year, well, they won the first game here 59-55, and then they lost up north 74-59. Their final game will be here at home on Saturday against Earlham, and we are going to be bringing you both of those ball games coming up this Saturday. Here's a look at the women's standings heading into tonight's action. Transylvania, we told you they're on top of the standings with a record of 15-1. Then comes Rose-Hulman at 14-2. Hanover at 12-4. Then the Mount at 8-8. They are 13-10 overall. Defiance is in 5th at 7-9. Bluffton and Earlham are at 6-10. Then comes Anderson and Franklin at 5-11, and Manchester is at 2-14, and they round out the bottom of the conference as far as women are concerned. So here's a look at what's happening in women's college basketball tonight around the conference. Franklin will be at Transylvania. Earlham goes to Defiance. Anderson will be at Rose-Hulman, and Bluffton is in Manchester. Now on Saturday, the final weekend of women's basketball, it will be Hanover at Defiance. Transylvania goes to Anderson, Manchester at Rose-Hulman, and Bluffton will be at Franklin. And as we told you, it will be Mount St. Joseph hosting Earlham, and that will come up on Saturday. Now here's a look at the men's scores from Saturday afternoon in the conference. We already told you about the Franklin Mount St. Joseph game, but elsewhere, Anderson defeated Bluffton 56-49. It was Transylvania by 20 over Defiance 87-67. Hanover beat Manchester in that 4-point win 66-62, and Rose-Hulman by 10 over Earlham 74-64. So tonight, heading into action, Transylvania is at Franklin. Manchester goes to Bluffton. Rose-Hulman will be in Anderson, and Defiance is at Earlham. That is what is happening tonight in the Heartland Conference. But before we move forward into the national schedule, here's a look at the Heartland Conference standings heading into tonight. We told you Hanover is on top of it with a record of 13-3. They are 18-5 overall. Then comes Rose-Hulman and Transylvania, each at 12-4. But Transylvania, for all intents and purposes, has the second seed right now because they beat Rose-Hulman twice this year. However, if they finish tied with Hanover, Hanover gets it because Hanover beat Transylvania twice. Now against Rose, Hanover has split 1 game each. In 4th place is Bluffton. at 10-6. They can't go up, and they are trying to stay from moving down against Anderson, who is 9-7 and nipping at the Beavers' heels. And in 6th place, well, you've got Franklin right now in that spot at 7-9. Then comes Manchester at 6-10. Then the Mount and Earlham at 5-11. So the Mount, 2 games behind Franklin at 7-9. So that loss really putting the Lions behind the 8 ball from Saturday. And at the bottom of the conference right now is Defiance at 1-15. Around Division I men's college basketball tonight, several games and some games underway going on right now with just a minute left in the first half. 13th ranked Villanova leads by 6 over Providence, 37-31. Tennessee beating South Carolina 49-36 at the half. With 12:42 remaining to go in the half, it is Florida State losing to Wake Forest 15-13. Elsewhere tonight at 8 o'clock, Georgia Tech plays at number 22 Virginia Tech, and 15th ranked Texas Tech will be on the road at 9 o'clock taking on Oklahoma State. Here tonight, it's Hanover against Mount St. Joseph. We'll be back to preview tonight's ball game and talk with head coach Toby Kerrigan when we come back to the Harrington Center after this.
Great food and a fun atmosphere. Join your old friends and new at Sunday's Pub on 8582 Winton Road in Finneytown. The month of October marks the 10th anniversary for Sunday's, and they're celebrating. On Mondays is server night. All domestic beers are $1.50. Stop in on Fridays before the game starting at 4 for free appetizers. And when the Bengals are on the road, join Sundays for a Bengals potluck party. See the Bengals on the big screens at Sundays. Your taste buds will water when you walk into Sunday's Pub. Sunday's Pub, 8582 Winton Road in Finneytown.
$15,000.
Yes, $15,000.
It's Rocktoberfest at Jake Sweeney Ram Tri-County.
During Ram Power Days, you'll save up to $15,000 on new Ram trucks.
Only at Jake Sweeney Ram Tri-County.
JakeSweeney.com.
Action. Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere.
Words have consequences, so we're accountable for the things that we say, and words have meaning. And so we have to be careful with the things that we say and be sensitive to others. And so hopefully we can get that across.
For someone like Grant Hill to say, and I believe it's wrong, and I want you to stop doing it, I think is very powerful.
It's not creative. It's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
When it comes to homophobic in the sports world, it's come a long way, and I think that people are realizing that you have to respect one another. You have to respect people's values and what they are, because we're not here to judge. And I think it's critical to start the standard for people that are in kindergarten, first, second grade, and it starts with the NBA, because a lot of these people, you look up to the stars, these role models, and kids want to be you. And if they see how you're acting towards this, it definitely will sway a lot of people.
Dave Mitchell back here at the Harrington Center as the Lions getting set to take on the Hanover Panthers here this evening. The Panthers are in first place. Not only are they in first place, but they've got the leading scorer in the conference in Cam Fales. He is averaging 21.7 points per ball game. The senior hitting 77% from the line, and in the first meeting against the Lions, he had 24 points in the ball game. We saw a team that wanted to beat the ball down low in Franklin on Saturday. Well, tonight you're going to see an entirely different offensive philosophy with the Panthers. They like to get the ball up the floor, and they like to shoot the ball from the perimeter. So you're going to see a lot of that here this evening for the Panthers as they come in looking to continue to keep that one-game lead over Rose-Hulman. For all intents and purposes, they've already clinched the conference against Transylvania, but they have got to stay in front of Rose-Hulman in order to host the conference tournament starting next week. The Panthers 18-5 overall, 13-3 in the Heartland Conference. They are averaging overall 70.6 points per ball game, and they are giving up 62.5 points per contest heading into tonight's ball game. And they just did an excellent job of forcing turnovers against the Lions in the first outing. As far as the Lions are concerned, they're coming in with averaging 63.2 points per ball game and giving up 70 overall, and they are looking to stay alive in the conference. And we talked to head coach Toby Kerrigan about that earlier this evening.
Toby,
Toby, before tonight's game, I guess the best thing to say is that the team's got its back against the wall now. Every game is a tournament game as you go into tonight's game against the number one team in the conference. So every game is a must-win.
Yeah, I mean, if, Hanover's playing so well, they got the best player in the conference, and then they just guard so well. We're going to play really well on both ends of the floor. And, like we say every time we talk, we've got to make shots. If we don't make some shots, we could be really good defensively, but they are too good offensively to be stopped a bunch. So, we got to make some shots.
You hate to kick a dead animal, I guess, but that's been the story all year. If you make shots, you've won the ball games. If you don't shoot well, you don't win.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go 3 for 16 from 3 in the first half, and you're going to be down double-digit points, and then you got to come back, and then you got to do some stuff defensively to try to get back in it. So yeah, it has a snowball effect, and we just got to keep sharing the ball, and guys been working on trying to get extra shots up, and so hopefully we can go out there today and knock some in.
Mills for Franklin on Saturday didn't play at all in the first game, or very little, and then in the second game, I can see now why they're shooting 54% from the field. They just keep dumping the ball down inside to him. Yeah,
he's really good, and he's a willing passer too. So when you try to double him, he throws it out and he doesn't turn it over. I think he was just trying to get acclimated at the beginning of the year. He transferred in, so. He's definitely one of the reasons they're playing well. The other reason is they got guys making shots, and they get downhill and they get to the rim, and Franklin's playing well. They're hot right now.
They kind of go with that inside and then kick it back outside offense, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, and of course, like you said, we talked about Mills being so good, and then their four-man he's shooting like 47% from 3. So not only can he score in the post, he can also shoot it. So really stretches. It's really hard to guard, especially when they got some guys that can put it in drive, and then they got guys that can shoot it in. Like you got to choose one or the other.
And now you've got a team tonight in Hanover that's totally the opposite. They love the perimeter game.
They do, but Williams is so good in the post. He does a great job of getting angles, and they do a great job with their pick and roll offense, and he just rolls straight to the front and just blows people up with his post ups and his duck ends, and then they've got guys that can really shoot it in. They got guys around the perimeter that fails. Again, is a great passer. He gets it to him. If you try to help on him, he's going to throw it out to guys, and they make shots. And then that's why they're in first place in this league. They don't have just one guy that's scoring some points. They get it from everywhere.
But Fales is really their guy. I mean, he's the guy that defenses are all trying to shut down.
Trying to shut down. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's your focus, but then, like I said, he is a great passer, and he gets at the guys, and guys make shots. And so, you say, well, I'm not going to let Fales get 25. Well, the other guys will get 25 by making open shots. So, you got to really try to guard your yard and do the best you can to get it out of his hands, and then contest shots. And again, they offensive rebound. So you got to go get it and give them one shot at it.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's the one thing that makes Hanover so tough is the fact that Fales, crying out loud, the guy is just maybe the best player in the conference, pound for pound and inch for inch. The best player in the Heartland Conference, leads the conference in scoring at 21.7 points per ball game. But you turn your attention towards him defensively, then you've got Kevin Williams, who's really come into his own this year. The 6'5 junior center had 12 against the Lions in the first game. He's averaging 9 points a game, 5 rebounds a contest, and if you foul him, he's almost automatic from the free throw line at 80%. Then you've got Blake Robertson at one forward. You got Isaac Hibbert at the other guard. They don't go to their bench too much, but when they do, they bring in Logan Ratz, and he really does a good job offensively and defensively for John Miller's crew. So this Hanover ball club, when you look at it, coming into the season, the team on paper that was probably the best in the league was Rose Holman. But now you look at this Hanover ball club, and they have just quietly played some great basketball all season long. Cam Fales in his senior year really leading this ball club, the blue and red, and they are trying to win the regular season conference championship. A win tonight would clinch a tie for them for the conference championship. A win on Saturday then would win it outright, and they would be the hosts of the conference tournament coming up next week. It'll either be at Rose-Hulman or it'll be in Hanover, and the Lions are hoping to be a part of it and be playing next Tuesday night. But in order to do that, they've got to win their last two ball games, and that means they have to win tonight against this ball club from Hanover. The Panthers, 18-5 overall, 13-3, and in first place in the Heartland against the Lions, 7-16 and 5-11 in the Heartland Conference. In the first game, Hanover won easily, 73-52, but they did it a year ago, won easily, then fell in the second game. We'll see what happens here tonight. It's do or die for the Lions. I'm Dave Mitchell. The starting lineups and the tip-off is next here on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
How does the NBA play green? With the help of the Natural Resources Defense Council. Together we're sweating every part of the NBA experience to keep the environmental footprint small and the excitement big. From solar on the roof to more recycling stations to less wasteful packaging to low-flow water restrooms. It all adds up. Join the Green Team at nba.com/green and nrdc.org/sports.
Ascent Safety Solutions focuses on preventing injuries before they happen. Ascent partners with employers to create a strong safety culture through ongoing safety evaluations, writing and implementing safety policies and procedures, and OSHA-compliant training. Having challenges on the job site? Ascent provides job site inspections, along with temporary and full-time on-site safety staffing across the nation. Ascent Safety Solutions. Together, we can improve lives and reduce claim costs at the same time. Call Tommy Watkins at 513-351-1222. Every day of the week is a party at J-Tap Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue. Start with Saturdays, where J-Taps is your official stop for Mount St. Joe's football before and after the game. On Sunday is the NFL Sunday Ticket. See a different game on every screen. And while you're there, check out the great service while enjoying all the different entrees on the J-Taps menu. It's wing night for Monday Night Football. Tuesday is boneless wing night, and Wednesday stop by for gyro night. It's the place to be. Open every day at 11. J-Tap Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue in Cincinnati.
It's basketball time here from the Harrington Center. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Mitchell. Glad to have you along tonight on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Let's check out the starting lineups for tonight's ball game, the do-or-die matchup of the year for the Lions, and they'll be taking on the first-place Hanover Panthers. Let's check out the starting lineup for the Panthers. 18-5 overall, 13-3 in the Heartland Conference. They will start at the forward positions. Number 21, Blake Robertson. Robertson had 3 in the initial outlay. He is averaging 5 points a game. He is a 6'2 junior, number 21. At the other forward will be Matt Weimer. Weimer, a 6'1 freshman, had 2 in the first game. He is number 22. In the middle is Kevin Williams, number 40. Williams had 12 in the first game. He averages 9 a contest, 5 rebounds a ball game. He is a 6'5 junior. And in the backcourt, number 5, Isaac Hibbard. Hibbard averaging 11 points a ball game. He's a 6-foot sophomore, had 10 in the first game. And Cam Fales is their starting shooting guard, number 3, averaging 21.7 points per ball game to lead the conference, and he had 24 in the first matchup. Fales is a 6-foot senior. Now for the Lions. Starting here tonight at 7-16 overall, 5-11 in the Heartland Conference. They will go at the forward positions. Number 15, a senior 6'2", Jake Cropper. Cropper had 17 in the first matchup, averaging 16 a ball game. He's fourth in the conference in scoring. At the other forward will be number 1, Devin Young. Young, a 6'6 freshman, had 8 against Hanover the first time, averaging 14.3 per ball game. And then the 3-guard outlay, Brady Thomas is at 1 guard, number 23, a 6'2 freshman. He is averaging 10.5 a ball game, had 8 in the first contest. Tanner Kloss will be at the other guard, number 2. He is averaging 2.4 a ball game, a 6'2 freshman. He had 4 points in the first matchup. And Sean Sullivan will be at the other guard. He is number 3, a 6-foot senior, averaging 8.5 points per ball game, and he hit that average in the first contest. So for the Lions, it's Cropper and Young at the forwards, Thomas, Kloss, and Sullivan in the backcourt. And for Hanover, it will be Robertson and Weimer at the forwards, Williams in the middle, Hibbard and Fales at the guards. Lions under head coach Toby Kerrigan in his 7th year, 108 wins against 75 career defeats. He is assisted by Joel Scudder and Grayson Roberts. John Miller in his 11th year as head coach at Hanover. He is assisted by Ryan Nowicki and Corey Muchmore. Lions in their home white uniforms with dark blue numerals, gold trim. Hanover in their dark blue uniforms with red numerals, white trim. The tip is controlled into the backcourt to Hanover, and we are underway here in this do-or-die matchup at the Harrington Center. With it on the right side is Fales. Lions start out in a man-to-man defense on the right baseline. It goes down low to Weimer. Weimer kicks it back outside, now to Hibbard. Hibbard goes back out front to Robertson. Robertson puts up the 3, left wing won't go, and the rebound taken down by Tanner Kloss. Kloss will get it up to Brady Thomas, and he'll bring it up across the timeline for the Lions' first possession of the ball game. Goes right side to Cropper, now back out front to Devin Young. Young hands it off to Sullivan, around the right side to the free throw line, over to Cropper, back out front to Sullivan. A couple of dribbles, and he kicks it over to Kloss, top of the key to Young. 10 on the shot clock to Kloss, top of the key 3, hit the back iron, won't go, and the rebound taken down by Weimer. He'll bring it the other way on the run. Excuse me, that is Hibbard. Hibbard with it between the circles on the left-hand side, goes back over on the right side to Weimer. Now back to Fales. Fales double-teamed initially by the Lions. They get the ball over to Hibbard, kicks it off onto the left baseline to Weimer for the 3, no good again, and the rebound taken down by Devin Young. Hanover getting the open shots, but just not canning them yet. Cropper on the left side between the circles to Young. Young gets it off to Sullivan. He'll dribble to the left elbow, down to the left side of the lane. Back out front to Jake Cropper. Now top of the key to Young. Hands it off to Kloss to the free throw line with the left-hand dribble. Kicks it over to Thomas. Back to Tanner. He's going to drive right to the lane, put up the shot, partially blocked, and it goes right into the hands of Cam Fales. Fales will bring it up the other way from right to left for Hanover across your computer screen to the top of the key. Crossover dribble by Fales to the left side, to the left baseline, now to the left block. Hook pass out to the right wing. It goes to Robertson, and he drills it. Blake Robertson with his first points of the ball game, and it gives Hanover the lead at 3-0. Cropper on the left-hand side to Sullivan, top of the key Young. Young, jab step, tried to get a pass underneath to Sullivan, and he was held trying to cut to the basket by Isaac Hibbard. So that will be the first foul against Hibbard. Into the ball game now is Ashton Burke, and leaving is Tanner Kloss. Burke's been starting lately, but tonight he's coming off the bench in place of Sean Sullivan. Cropper will put it in play left of his own bucket on the baseline, inbounds it to Burke, left of the circle, now back to Cropper, between the circles to Young. Young with it, hands it off to Cropper. Cropper, top of the key 3, ties the ball game. Jake Cropper knots things up at 3 apiece, 17:49 left to go, and the Lions go with a 2-1-2 full court press. And Hanover breaks it easily to Robertson, now over on the left-hand side to Cam Fales as he looks over at John Miller in the backcourt. Gets it off on the right baseline. Hibbard drives the right baseline to the left side, out near the three-point arc. Kicks it back out front to Robertson, now to Fales. Fales dribbles on the right-hand side. Fales with the basketball, looks over, gets it to Weimer, left wing, down on the left baseline to Hibbard for the 3. Just barely grazed the iron, and it's pulled down by Sean Sullivan. He'll get it up with floor to Brady Thomas. Lions have a little pep in their step tonight. Pulls up, Thomas right of the lane, put it up from 15, won't go, and the rebound taken down by Hibbard. He'll bring it up on the run to the right of the lane, all the way down to the right block, spins into the lane, kicks it back out front to Weimer. He'll drive into the lane with a right-hand dribble, stops, up and under move from 5, got it to go on the right side of the bucket. Weimer with his first 2 of the ball game, and Hanover regains the lead at 5-3. Sullivan on the left side to Jake Cropper. Cropper, top of the key to Young. Young, jab step to the right, goes left, around a pick, gets it off to Cropper, put it up from 17, got it. Jake early in the ball game feeling it. He ties it up at 5-5. Again, that full court pressure by the Lions, but Hanover breaks it easily as they get it to Hibbert into the front court. Lions fall back into a 2-3 zone now. Fails. Right of the circle. He's going to put it up from 22. No good. Rebound knocked around on the baseline. Pulled out of the air by Matt Weimer. Gets an offensive rebound. Top of the key. Fails. Down into the corner to Weimer. Weimer kicks it off to Hibbert, and the ball is taken away by Brady Thomas. Thomas will bring it back for the Lions from left to right to the top of the key to the right of the circle. Pulls up for the two-pointer just inside the arc. No good. And the rebound taken down again by Matt Weimer. Off to Fails into the front court. We're tied up at 5. 15:58 left to go. On the left-hand side, Hibbert. He's going to kick it up from 3. Got it from the left wing. Hibbert with 3 in the ball game, and Hanover has regained the lead at 8-5. Thomas on the left side to Burke, now to Cropper. Cropper with it, top of the circle to Devin Young. Crossover dribble, lost the handle, ball taken away out of the air by Hibbert. Hibbert brings it up the floor on the left-hand side, now stops at the baseline, spins back to the baseline, kicks it out on the right side, it goes to Weimer. Weimer drives the lane, lays it up and in. Weimer with 4, and it is 10-5 Hanover. Into the front court comes Sullivan. Lions down by 5, 15-17 left to go. And now a foul called away from the ball underneath, and that will be, let's see, against Cam Fales. And Toby Kerrigan is going to use a timeout. If you recall, in the first matchup, he used 4 timeouts in the first half. Tonight he uses his first one. 15-15 left to go in the first half. It's Hanover 10, the Lions 5.
The School of Health Sciences at Mount St. Joseph University is a proven leader in healthcare education. The Mount offers bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in nursing, including a blended online RN to BSN program and the innovative MSN Magellan program. For nearly 100 years, Mount St. Joseph University has produced outstanding healthcare professionals. Learn more at msj.edu/healthsciences.
Lions shooting just 2 of 6 from the field for 33%, while Hanover's hit 4 of 8 for 50. In the women's game going on at Hanover, the Lions are down at the half, 32-29 to the Panthers. 15-15 left to go here after that timeout. Liam Rabe is into the ball game for the Lions. Christian Reed also in for Hanover. Ball taken by Cropper, left side, now to Mitch Moorhead, who just checked in also. Gets it back to Cropper, left block, out front on the left-hand side to Burke, now to Sean Sullivan, long 3 from the left wing, no good, and Cam Fales came flying in from the free throw line to grab that rebound. Fales the other way with a right-hand dribble to the top of the key, double teamed by Moorhead and Rabe, and now Fales still with the basketball, step back, gets it over on the right side to Weimer, now to Hibbert. Hibbert dribbles to the free throw line to the left side of the lane, comes to a skidding stop, over on the left-hand side, now to Blake Robertson, back out front to Hibbert, over to Fales on the right side of the front court. Fales with it, guarded by Rabe, stop and go drive. He's going to throw it up off the glass, won't go, but a foul on the drive will be called on Liam Rabe. That's the first foul of the ball game against the Lions. 14:36 left to go. At halftime, we'll talk with Blake Watson about the wrestling match last night. First one here at the Mount in years. First dual meet here at the Mount in years. Inbounds pass made to Robertson on the right-hand side. It goes to Cam Fales. Fales got hit by Rabe. No call. Fales got the ball back. Dribbles right side. He's going to pull up for the fall-away 15-footer. Right wing, no good. And the rebound, Tanner Kloss, who just snuck back into the ball game, grabs it. Gets it off to Sean Sullivan into the front court. Sullivan kicks it back outside to Mitch Moorhead. Hands it off to Rabe. Rabe to the top of the key. Spins a pass over to Sean Sullivan on the right sideline. Now back out front to Moorhead. Hands it off to Sullivan to the free throw line. Sullivan left of the lane. Stops. Triple team. Now spins into the lane. Threw up a semi-hook shot. No good. Rebound Kloss. Tried to get it back underneath to Mitch Moorhead, and the ball was taken away by Hibbert. Hibbert the other way with a 10-5 lead for Hanover. Dribbles left of the lane. Back out front to Robertson. Robertson gets it over to Cam Fales on the right side, waiting for a pick. Now gets it off to Christian Reed on the right side of the lane. Reed spins inside against Moorhead, kicks it back out to Hibbert, left lane. Got the ball knocked free by Cropper. Picked up off the floor to Kloss, up the floor to Sullivan. The Lions have the ball after the steal. Up the floor, Cropper. Crossover dribble, left of the lane, throws up the floater off the glass and rim. No good, and Hibbert grabbed the rebound. Lions missed a golden opportunity there. Into the front court. Comes Cam Fales with the 10-5 lead on the left wing to Hibbert for the long three. Left side, no good. Rebound knocked on the baseline. Saved in, though, by Cropper, right into the hands of Liam Rabe. Rabe will bring it up the left-hand side to the top of the circle to Mitch Moorhead on the right wing. Now to Sean Sullivan. Around a pick by Moorhead to the free throw line. Inside the key. Back over on the right of the lane to Moorhead. Backing in against Fales. He's got the height advantage. Now to Rabe. Left of the circle for three. Liam missed the three-pointer. And the rebound taken down by Isaac Hibbert, his third of the evening. Gets it off to Cam Fales. Fales doing a lot more of the point guard work here tonight than he did in the first game against the Lions. That 73-52 win by the Panthers. Fales, right of the circle, dribbles to the right elbow, and he's going to be bodied up, and a foul will be called on Liam Rabe. That will be the second against Liam and the second against the Lions as a team, and also evens up the team fouls at 2 apiece. Hibbert's going to leave the ball game now. And checking in is Logan Ratz. Got one of the best names in the Heartland Conference, Logan Ratz. Leaving is Cam Fales. Putting it in play will be Blake Robertson in the front court, and he does to Ratz. Lions in that man-to-man. Over on the right-hand side, Robertson dribbles down to the right block. Now gets it back outside to Weimer for the pull-up two-pointer, and he got it. Check that. That's Ryan Klonks, excuse me. Klonks, who just came in, a 6'3 junior. Started the first game, but not tonight. He's got his first two, and it's 12-5. Lions in a shooting slump right now. They've gone through a slow spurt here, and they've got to get back into this one. With it is Young, left of the circle. Spins into the lane, put it up with the left hand. Good on the left-hand side. Devin Young, his first two, went isolation, and he got his first two of the ball game. It's 12-7, Hanover. Ratz with the basketball, right of the front court. Gets it over on the left-hand side to Robertson for the three. High arcing, drilled it. Blake Robertson has got 6, and it's a 15-7 Hanover lead, 11:40 to go. In this first half, Thomas brings it up, gets it off to Sean Sullivan, sideline right. Now to Devin Young between the circles. To the right of the circle to Mitch Moorhead, back to Devin Young, top of the key for the three by Devin, no good. And the rebound taken down by Logan Ratz. Ratz will get it up the floor into the front court to the top of the key, left all alone by the defense, but he's not going to take the shot. Now crossover, drives right of the lane, stops, kicks it back outside, and it goes to Weimer, dumps it off underneath to Christian Reed. Reed, left of the lane, backing in against Moorhead, into the lane, 7-foot hook shot, hit the front iron, no good, and Brady Thomas takes down the rebound. Thomas will bring it up the other way for the Lions to between the circles. Now to Sean Sullivan. Spins it over on the left-hand side to Tanner Kloss. Bounce past the left baseline to Mitch Moorhead. Dribbles up against the lane. Spins into the lane. Hook pass goes out to Kloss. Top of the key, Young. 13 on the clock. Young drives the lane. Lays it up with the right hand way too hard. And the rebound taken down by Christian Reed. He'll get it up the floor on the run. Out to Ratz. Now back out front to Robertson for the three. And it went over the top of the backboard on the rebound and goes out of bounds. So the ball returns to the Lions. Kevin Williams will come back into the ballgame, so will Cam Fales for Hanover. And now checking in will also be Zach Harp. Harp into the ballgame out of Elder High School here in Cincinnati, the 6'3 freshman. So they've got two Cincinnatians on the floor now in Harp and Cam Fales. 15-7. Hanover with the 8-point lead. Thomas, bounce pass to Moorhead, back over to Thomas, left of the circle. Now dribbles on the right side, over to Sean Sullivan, back out front Thomas. Thomas will dribble on the left side to Kloss, sideline left. Now back out near the center circle. It goes to Sean Sullivan. Around a pick by Moorhead to the left wing. Kicks it back out top of the key to Moorhead for the top of the key three. Missed it off the side iron, and the rebound taken down by Logan Ratz. He'll bring it up on the right side. Now to the left side, to the top of the key, to the line, to the lane. Lays it up, no, but a foul will be called on Sean Sullivan on the drive. Sean got just a little too much of the arm on that drive and commits the foul. His first, team's third in the ball game. At Hanover, as they're getting ready to start the third quarter, the Panthers in women's basketball leading the Lions 32-29. Going line left is Ratz, and he put it up and in. Ratz at the line this year shooting 50%. That's his first point of the ball game. He had 1 in the first outer. Tanner Kloss out of the ball game, and Ashton Burke is back in. Cropper, Moorhead, Young, Burke, and Thomas on the floor for the Lions. Second one by Ratz is up and in, so he's got 2, doubles his output from the first game, and it's a 10-point lead for Hanover at the 10-minute mark of this first half of action. Moorhead hands it off to Brady Thomas. He lost the handle as he ran into Moorhead, lost the handle, ball picked up off the floor by Ratz, up the floor, Ratz on the right wing, back over to Cam Fales. Fales looking for a pick by Kevin Williams, disdains it, now gets it to Williams at the free throw line, kicks it over into the left baseline to Klonks for the 3, drilled it. Bronx has got 5, and it's a 13-point Hanover lead, 20-7. Lions are in dangerous territory right now. Young with it, top of the key to the line. Crossover dribbled, now between the legs. Young with it on the left-hand side to Burke. Burke dribbles out between the circles with the right hand. Bounce pass to Moorhead. Moorhead picks up the dribble, now to Burke, top of the key to the free throw line from 17 for Burke. Got it. Ashton Burke with his first 2. And the Lions are down 20-9, 9 minutes to go in this first half. With it on the left-hand side is Ratz, really bothered by Burke. Kicks it over on the right-hand side to Klonks. Klonks feeds it over to Fales. Fales hook pass into the left side. It goes to Ratz, now left of the lane to Reed. Back out front to Hibbert. Hibbert tried to get it to Williams into the lane, and an offensive foul is going to be called, and that is going to be on Kevin Williams as he put on a moving screen. Team fouls even now at 3 apiece. Tanner Kloss will come into the ball game now, and leaving is Brady Thomas. 8:41 left to go in this first half of action. Lions shooting just 27% from the field, 16% from three-point range, while Hanover 47%. Fales steals the basketball, drives all the way up the floor, put it up too hard, but trailing on the play and laying it in is Zach Harp. Harp was Johnny on the spot. It's now a 13-point lead, and the Lions will use another timeout. 8:20 to go in the first half. It's Hanover 22, the Lions 9.
Need dinner quick for you and the kids? Hit Facebook right now and order from F&N Good Chicken Tenders on 5102 Crookshank Road. Feed the kids, the family. Order a combo for yourself. Eat garden style or feed the peeps. Let the guys at F&N Good Chicken Tenders cater your next get-together, and everyone will thank you. Hand-breaded chicken tenders, homemade sauces, and coleslaw to die for. It's all at F&N Good Chicken Tenders, located at 5102 Crookshank Road. Order now at 451-3000. F&N Good Chicken Tenders. Real chicken, real fast, real good.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone, and your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538. Dave Mitchell back right here at the Harrington Center in Hanover with 7:18 to go. They're all knotted up at 35 apiece in women's basketball, the Mount and Hanover in that ball game. Toby Kerrigan, after that timeout, going deep into his bench. He's bringing in Kenny Simpson and Cedric Woods to play in the backcourt along with Jake Cropper, Devin Young, and Sean Sullivan. They're putting Young at the free throw line where he was successful in the first ball game, being able to pass from the top. Simpson with the basketball, left side, now back out front to Sullivan, over to Simpson, gets it off to Cropper, top of the key, Young. He's going to drive the lane all the way to the bucket, laid it up with the left hand too hard, and the rebound taken down on the left-hand side by Ryan Klonks. He'll get it up the floor to Cam Fales into the front court, bounce pass underneath, it goes to Kevin Williams, laid it up and in. Williams found himself all alone under the bucket. His first 2, and it's 24-9. Hanover with a 15-point lead. On the left side is Simpson. Simpson tried to go to Sullivan, but Sullivan had cut inside. Now Simpson right in the lane, back out front, top of the key to Young. Young's missed his last couple of shots, so he's a little shy right now. Now back over on the left-hand side to Cropper, around a pick by Young. 9 on the shot clock, back over to Young, over to Cropper. Cropper around a pick by Young to the left corner. He'll pull up for the 3. Jake canned it. Cropper has got 8 in the ball game, and the Lions have cut the lead in half at 24-12. In the backcourt, Klunks gets it into the front court to Rats. Rats with the basketball, right of the front court, around a pick by Williams, over on the left-hand side to Klunks for 3, drilled it home. Klunks his second 3 of the game, he's got 8, and it's 27-12, Hanover. Into the front court to Simpson, out between the circles to Sullivan, now to Woods on the left-hand side to Cropper, top of the key, Young, and a foul called under the basket, away from the basketball, and that's going to be on Logan Rats. That will be his first. And the fourth against Hanover as a team, so Rats will leave, and coming back in is Isaac Hibbard. Hibbard with 3, Rats leaves with 2. 6:49 left to go in the half. Lions down by 15, 27-12. Into the left corner, Devin Young gets the inbounds pass back to Kenny Simpson on the left wing, down underneath on the left block, near the baseline to Young. Young backing down, now gets it back out front to Sullivan, drives the lane, throw it up the scoop shot on the rim, hung a couple times, no good, and Kevin Williams got the rebound. He'll get it up to Fales into the front court with 6.5 remaining in the half. Fales with it, right of the circle, hook pass to Williams to the free throw line, right of the lane. Williams into the lane, now back outside. It goes to Hibbard into the left corner, underneath to Williams. Williams inside the restriction circle, gets it back out front to Hibbard. Hibbard with it, between the legs dribble, 9 on the shot clock, to the top of the key to the line. Hibbard stops, spins to his left, now spins again to the right, now an up and under move on a nice move, no good, and Hibbard got his own rebound after it was knocked away by Williams. Top of the key to Fales. Fales with it, now dribbles left of the lane, he's going to throw it up, it won't count, but he was fouled on the way to the bucket by Cedric Woods. Woods picks up his first personal. Foul was called on the floor, so the shot clock will set itself at 24. 5:58 remaining to go in the half. Fales will put it in play. Does to Williams underneath the bucket. Now back outside to Klunks. Klunks looks underneath for Williams. Back out on the right-hand side to Hibbard. Hibbard around a pick by Williams to the left-hand side of the circle. Now inside the lane. Spins, bounce pass underneath to Williams. Knocked free, stolen away by Woods. Nice back pick by Young to knock the ball away. Right side Cropper looked for the shot but got shut off, and now back out front to Young. Young with it, down by 15. On the left-hand side to Sullivan. Sullivan left of the lane, out on the left sideline. Now dumps it off to Young. Young's going to back in, now double team, but right of the lane. He's going to stop, pop it from 7, around the rim, and it falls. Young has got 4, and it's 27-14. Again, the Lions go back to the full court pressure, and then Hanover throws the ball into the backcourt. Fales has got it. He's got to beat the 10-second count, and he does by a second. Gets it off into the front court to Zach Harp. Now back to Fales. Fales pulls up right of the circle for 3. Spun it in and out. No good, and the rebound taken down by Sean Sullivan off the floor. Hibbard almost snuck in and grabbed that rebound away from Sullivan. Up the floor to Woods. Top of the key to Young. Young with it. Hands it off to Woods. Woods to the free throw line all the way to the hole with the left hand. Laid it up. Won't go. Just too shy. And the rebound taken down by Hanover. Up the floor to Fales into the front court. Left of the lane all the way to the hole, and it's going to be an offensive foul called on Cam Fales as he used that shoulder just a little too much against Devin Young. 4:37 left to go in this first half. Leading the ball game, Fales, also Klunks and Harp for Hanover. They've got Hibbard back in the ball game, along with Weimer into the contest for Hanover. Top of the key, Young. Young around a pick, gets it off to Cropper. Cropper into the lane, pulls up from 7, puts it up, no good. Rebound tapped into the air, and it's going to be taken into the hands by Matt Weimer. Weimer with it, brings it up the left-hand side to the left of the lane, kicks it back out front to Hibbard on the right-hand side. Hibbard with the basketball. He's going to dribble inside. Now put up the right-hand shot on the rim, and the iron, no good, and the rebound taken down by Jake Cropper, his first of the night. Up the floor, Sean Sullivan. Sullivan into the front court with the basketball. Sullivan kicks it off to Young, top of the key. 3, got it by Devin. Devin with 7, and it's 27-17. Lions down by 10. They're just hanging around. With it is Weimer on the right-hand side. Now it goes to Hibbard. Hibbard up the floor. Back out to Weimer on the left-hand side to Rats. Back over to Hibbard, right of the lane. Now to the free throw line. Top of the key, it goes to Rats, left of the circle. Rats with it to the free throw line with a right-hand dribble. Stops, pops it back outside to Weimer. Weimer guarded by Cropper. Backs it out, 6 on the clock. Gets it back outside to Rats, now to Weimer. Left of the lane from 17. Got it. Boy, they just took their time, found a decent shot. Weimer canned it. He's got 6, 29-17. Hanover with the lead. Woods on the right-hand side. It goes to Cropper. Now top of the key to Young. Young hands it off to Cropper. Cropper to the free throw line over to Woods left wing. Back outside to Cropper. Cropper drives right out of the circle. Now back out front to Sullivan. Between the circles it goes to Young. Young looked underneath for Sullivan but couldn't find him, so kicks it over to Cropper right wing. Back to Young. Right of the circle for 3. Spun it in and out. No good. And the rebound taken down by Matt Weimer. He's got 4 here tonight, including 1 offensive rebound. Rats to the free throw line, right of the circle. Throws up a floater, just barely caught it, and then Weimer got it back, and now the official is going to say that that ball never hit the rim, and Rats grabbed the basketball. Well, now, wait a second. The shot clock reset, so one of 2 things has got to be called. Now Mitch Moorhead is going to come into the ball game, and leaving is Devin Young. He'll get a breather. Well, they're going to say it was an inadvertent whistle. If the ball never hit the rim, it was traveling. Rats is going to put it in play, and he does out near the center circle. To Hibbard. Hibbard with it, right of the circle. Now over on the left-hand side, it goes to Robertson. Robertson dribbles down to the baseline, back outside, and it goes to Weimer. Spins it over on the right wing to Rats. Now back out to Weimer, top of the key, left wing. It goes to Hibbard again. Hibbard with the basketball, 2:29 on the shot clock. Spinning into the lane is Hibbard, and a traveling violation will be called on Isaac Hibbard. So the travel gives it back to the Lions. Been a well-played first half, though. Turnovers are even at 4 apiece. But Hanover really winning the offensive rebounding battle here tonight at 19-10 so far. In the women's game, the Lions are leading it with 3:28 left to go in the third, 44-42. Underneath, Mitch Moorhead lays it up, no good, but he's fouled. And Mitch will go to the line, shooting 2. Foul called on Kevin Williams. That's his second. And that's the 6th against Hanover as a team. So going line right will be Mitch Moorhead. He is shooting 58% from the stripe this year. Williams will check out after this first free throw, and Christian Reed will come in for Hanover. Moorhead puts it in. It's his first point of the ball game. Had an opportunity tonight to meet Devin Young's grandparents, who are living down in Florida. Second one by Moorhead is up and in. He's got 2. Makes it 29-19. Now Liam Rabe is in. Kenny Simpson will step out. Simpson did a good job in his 4 minutes on the floor. Woods is going to stay out there with Rabe, Sullivan, Moorhead, and Cropper. Inbounds pass made to Hibbard, up the floor to Weimer. Now back outside to Rats, up into the front court. It goes to check out, that's Klonks, excuse me, not Robertson, Klonks. On the right side, it goes to Hibbard. On the left wing to Robertson. Put it up from the left side, no good. And the rebound taken down by Weimer in front of Sullivan, laid it up and in. Boy, that is a killer when you've got the rebound. Weimer was in the middle of 3 Lion defenders and got the rebound, put it up and in. It's 31-19 Hanover. Minute and a half to go. Sullivan left of the circle, kicks it back outside to Cropper, now to Moorhead. Moorhead looking for a pick set by Cropper, but Cropper will just go to the other side. Now Crop gets the ball back over to Woods, now back to Cropper. Cropper right in the lane, spins underneath, looks underneath, now spins to the bucket, laid it up and in. Cropper's got 10, and it's 31-21 Hanover. In the backcourt, bringing it across the timeline is Klonks, and he gets it back out to Rats. On the right-hand side, Robertson. Robertson under a minute to go in this first half. On the left-hand side, Rats. Rats to the free throw line, to the right of the lane, stops, puts it up from 5, around and in. Rats with 4, and it is 33-21. Woods into the front court. 40 seconds to go on the game clock. 20 on the shot clock. Woods, free throw line, jumper. Got it! Cedric Woods with 2, and it's 33-23. There's a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock right now. With it is Rats in the front court. Rats with the basketball out near the timeline. 18 on the game clock. 2-second differential between the two. Rats on the left side near the scorer's table. Rats with the dribble. 10 seconds to go in the game. Woods around a pick. Gets back off to Rats. Rats left wing to Weimer. Put it up. No good. And the rebound back outside on the right wing to Robertson, and he canned it at the buzzer. Nobody went for the rebound by the Lions, and Robertson canned the three. And at the half, Hanover is going to take a 13-point lead into the locker room. And you can look primarily at the rebounding totals in this one, and that's why the Lions are down. They have been out-rebounded 20-10, and 5 of those rebounds by Hanover have been offensive rebounds. Your score at the half, Hanover 36, the Lions 23. We'll be back with our halftime stats right after these timeouts.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Stay up to date with all your sports information on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Mount St. Joseph University and Roger Bacon High School sports. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night at 9 during the baseball season. Minute-by-minute scores, opinion articles, stories from the pros, college, and high school levels, including the WWE, MMA, and UFC. Increase your workout level and tickets to any sporting event, all in one spot. Check out UltimateSportsTalk.com every day for your sports fix. Ascent Safety Solutions focuses on preventing injuries before they happen. Ascent partners with employers to create a strong safety culture through ongoing safety evaluations, writing and implementing safety policies and procedures, and OSHA-compliant training. Having challenges on the job site? Ascent provides job site inspections, along with temporary and full-time on-site safety staffing across the nation. Ascent Safety Solutions. Together, we can improve lives and reduce claim costs at the same time. Call Tommy Watkins at 513-351-1222.
Everyone loves pizza. But when people who love to serve their family recipes come together with people who really love to enjoy them, that's when the magic happens. That's the recipe for happy. Now, who's hungry? La Rosa's Family Pizzeria. The recipe for happy.
Order La Rosa's Pizza now at 347-1111.
Well, back here at the Harrington Center where the Lions are down here by 13 at the half, 36-23. And over in Hanover, the women are leading their ball game at the end of 3 quarters, 52-50 over the Panthers. Joining us now, Mount St. Joseph Sports Information Director Blake Watson. Blake, last night, kind of a history-making event for the Mountain Wrestling.
Yeah, man, it was really cool. We have been experiencing a bit of a rebirth, is what we branded it for the wrestling program. Coach Charles Mason, assistant coaches, Elliot Spence, Orlando Scales, and guys are doing a great job. We had a really high-level recruiting class, which was amazing because there was nothing to recruit to. In wrestling, them dudes, they want to know what the room's like. Who am I going to be working with? Is there guys that can push me? And there was nobody here. We had 3 wrestlers a year ago. And last night we hosted a duel against Otterbein. It was the first time in 5 years that there's been a duel on this campus. The wrestling team themselves dubbed it a whiteout. They had white T-shirts made. They wore brand new all-white singlets. This gym was packed, and it's a really cool environment for wrestling duels in here, man. We black out all the lights. We do a spotlight right over the mat. The kids love it. It is literally one-on-one combat in the middle of the gym. It's awesome.
It was a great effect last night. Of course, you did the play-by-play on the video last night. I heard some of it. You did an excellent job, but it had to be an exciting atmosphere last night for that.
Oh, it was really cool, and I don't know how many people I've talked to that have been on this campus for a really long time that have said that might be the most exciting atmosphere we've ever had in this gym. We got a kid, Antonio McLeod. He's from Elder High School. Hasn't wrestled in a month and a half, and he's still the number 197 pounder in the country. He's really, really good. He'll probably win a national championship here at some point. We had a couple kids that they didn't expect to get wins from that ended up, kind of sealing the match for us. There's a kid, Tristan Faworski. He's actually from Winnebago, Illinois. Not even really sure how we got him, and he comes up with a huge pin last night to beat a guy that's really good. Zach Holub not Zach Holub. Caden Darborough. He wrestled at 149 last night. He's probably a 141 pounder. Wrestled a man much bigger than him and came away with a big win. The stars for the mount and McLeod and Sourwine and Litz and McClanahan did great, but it was the in between guys, the guys that haven't been as good all year, that really won that match for us last night. It was really, really fun to be a part of.
How much did the atmosphere here really spur the team on?
I think it really did. Them kids were super excited. We've got some pictures where you can see guys like going bananas on the side. We had some young youth wrestlers in the building last night, and in our intermission they actually wrestled on our mat in the spotlight. There was three youth matches. Two of them were young ladies, which was really cool. But the whole match they were sitting right on the edge of the mat on their hands and knees watching this up close and personal. It was a really good feel, man. It was a cool event to be a part of on its campus.
What's the reason behind the resurgence of the wrestling program?
A lot of it is the coaches. The wrestling program at one point was a part-time job here, the head coach was, and Coach Mason and Coach Spence recruited their tails off as a part-time job. And, you get a kid like Antonio McLeod, who one media outlet that does wrestling dubbed him the number 3 non-D1 recruit in the country last year. He's the real deal. He added instant credibility to what we have going on here. They got a couple of kids coming in next year that I can't really talk about because I don't know if they're deposited yet, but they're really high-level kids from the Cincinnati area that are going to add some real depth to our lineup. And next weekend they go to Wabash College for regionals, and we expect to have at least one wrestler make nationals. We hope to have 3 or 4.
Where are the nationals at?
Roanoke, Virginia this year.
Okay.
We're pretty confident that if Antonio's healthy that he'll make it, and then we've got 3 or 4 other guys that got a really good shot. But from a program that a year ago only had 3 kids in it that couldn't wrestle a dual match, it's pretty impressive. They've actually lost some kids along the way. As of yesterday, our 133-pounder found out he'll never wrestle again. So we didn't even have a full lineup last night. We had to take a forfeit at 133 pounds. And he was really good, really high-level kid. But he, found out some health stuff and he can't wrestle anymore. So it's, they're doing a great job with a little bit, and they're getting more. These guys, Charles Mason, I can't say enough about the guy. He is a Mount St. Joseph guy. He is this kind of place, and he gets it. He understands it. He is amazing for those kids. He loves them. He works his tail off for them, and we love having him. We're really, really lucky to have Charles.
Ready to do some baseball?
I cannot wait to do baseball. February 23rd, making my radio debut for baseball. I can't wait.
We are going to do a few games.
I think it's the 24th.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
All right. We're going to do some baseball.
I'm ready.
We're going to have some fun.
Hopefully they have a good year. That's the other thing, is we're going to have a really good year in softball, too. So yeah, those girls are going to be really tough to beat.
Before I let you go, your thoughts about the Reds this year?
Oh, man, that's tough. They're going to hit. They're really going to hit. If Senzel is able to play center field and Sonny Gray comes close to what he was at Oakland or what he just was on the road last year, I think they can be really, really good. I think Luis Castillo is going to take a big step forward. I think DeSclafani's probably going to be all the way back from that Tommy John from 2 years ago. I think the rotation's got a chance to be pretty good. You go from a year where Sal Romano and Tyler Malley are your 4 and 5 to where now Tanner Roark and Alex Wood might be your 4 and 5. That's a big, big difference. And, you know, they've had the worst starting pitching in baseball for 5 or 6 years now. They don't anymore.
No.
And I can't wait to see Yasiel Puig in that ballpark. He might hit 600 home runs this year. Not really, but the Reds are going to hit. I mean, lineup of...
They hit last year.
Yeah, they always hit. They have the best infield in baseball offensively.
Definitely.
If Senzel can play center field, you got a lineup of Senzel, Peraza, Votto, Puig, Jeanette, Eugenio Suarez might be the best offensive third baseman in baseball, not named Nolan Arenado, and he's going to bat 6th or 7th. To me, that's a pretty scary offensive.
Yep.
You got Matt Kemp coming off the bench. Schebler hit it well last year coming off the bench. They're going to be tough. I think it's going to be a fun year.
We're going to have to get out and see a few games.
Regardless, they're going to have fun. So,
Blake, thank you very much.
Absolutely, Dave. Thanks for having me, and thanks for all you do for us. We really appreciate it, man. It's great to have you and Ultimate Sports Talk here on campus doing these things. So, thank you.
Labor of love.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Our thanks to Blake Watson for stopping up here at the half, where it is 36-23. We will be back with more from halftime right after this.
What is power? It's loyalty to the game. Power inspires. Power unifies. Power never quits. Power makes the impossible possible in rising to the top. We are the Americans, and we are power.
169.
Yes, 169.
It's Rocktoberfest at Jake Sweeney Jeep, Tri-County.
During Jeep Adventure Days, lease the all-new Cherokee Latitude for only $169 a month.
Only at Jake Sweeney Jeep, Tri-County.
JakeSweeney.com.
This Mount St. Joseph basketball broadcast is made possible by J-Tap Sports Bar at 6441 Glenway Avenue, the Mount St. Joseph University, Effin' Good Chicken Tenders. Call now to order at 513-451-3000. Jake Sweeney Auto at jakesweeney.com, and La Rosa's Pizza on Rapid Run Road. Call 513-347-1111. Please let these sponsors know you heard their name on Mount St. Joseph broadcast on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Well, let's take a look at some of the stats for this evening's ball game, where the Lions are down 36-23 here at the half by 13. Jake Cropper leading the way for the Lions. He's the only man in double figures with 10. Then comes Devin Young with 7, and 2 each going to Cedric Woods, Ashton Burke, and Mitch Moorhead. Liam Rabe, Kenny Simpson, Brady Thomas, Sean Sullivan, and Tanner Kloss all played but did not score. The Lions were 9 of 25 from the field in the first half for 36%. Meanwhile, Hanover was 14 of 29 from the field for 48% in the ball game. The Lions have put up 4 less shots and hit 5 less shots than Hanover did. Hanover grabbed 21 rebounds, but 6 of them were offensive, including that killer at the end of the first half where Blake Robertson hit the 3 to put them up by 13. Lions had only 10 rebounds, 1 of them offensive. Turnovers, Lions committed 4. So did Hanover in the first half of action. But Hanover has the lead 36-23. And in the women's game going on over in Hanover, the score at the end, with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Now Hanover's taken control. They're leading at 65-57, 3.5 remaining to go in that ball game. 36-23 your score here at the half. I'm Dave Mitchell. Second half action is next on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
In a world where cancer is almost a daily part of the news, one cancer isn't heard about enough. Oral cancers are increasing in the U.S., and as in my own case, most people know little about them. Like Like many, I thought that this was a cancer that impacted much older people who had used tobacco most of their lives. While that's still a problem, the fastest growing segment of the people developing oral cancers are young non-smokers. A very common virus, one responsible for the vast majority of cervical cancers, is now identified as the cause of this rapid rise in oral cancers. Thankfully, in a fast, inexpensive, and painless visual and tactile screening, a medical or dental professional can often identify early-stage disease. So please, the next time you visit your dentist or your medical doctor, ask for this simple screening. Finding oral cancer in its earliest stages may save your life.
This Mount St. Joseph basketball broadcast is made possible by the Wishbone Tavern on Delhi Avenue. Iron sharpens iron. Call now at 513-383-9773. Sunday's Pub at 8582 Winton Road. Ascent Safety Solutions. Call 513-351-1222. And the Mount St. Joseph University. Please let these sponsors know you heard their name on Mount St. Joseph broadcast on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Well, the Lions are down by 13, 36-23 here as we get ready to begin the second half of action. They come out to start the second half with Mitch Moorhead, Jay Cropper, Sean Sullivan, Brady Thomas, and Devin Young. Hanover still huddled around their head coach, John Miller. And they are going to come out with Cam Fales, Blake Robertson. Kevin Williams will start in the middle. And then Isaac Hibbert is out there along with Matt Weimer. Lions will have the basketball to open up the second half of play, and they will be going from right to left across your computer screen. Right now, there is trying to check the scoreboard and see if there's any call in the Franklin game, and Franklin is drilling Transylvania 51-22. So Franklin, it appears, is going to wrap up that sixth spot. With it is Sullivan. Sullivan looking underneath on the left-hand side. It goes to Young. Young dribbles down on the left baseline to the left block. Pops it from 7 on the left side. Got it. Devin Young has got 9 in the ball game, and it's 36-25, 19 and a half left to go in the ball game. But Franklin on top by 29 over Transylvania. Boy, did the Pioneers come to play tonight or what? With it on the left-hand side is Blake Robertson, and Robertson traveled with the basketball. I know Transy can't win the conference, but holy cow. 51-22 at the half? That is unbelievable. With it is Thomas on the right-hand side. Mitch Moorhead has it. Top side to Brady Thomas. Thomas right of the lane. Back over to Sullivan. Sullivan with the left-hand dribble to the left elbow. Now back over to Jake Cropper. Top side. It goes back out to Thomas. Dribbles from the one side of the floor to the left side and gets it back off to Sullivan inside the key. Left of the lane. It goes to Devin Young. Hooks it back out to Thomas for the left wing three. Got it. Going to see a lot of those two over the next 3 years. Brady Thomas with his first 2 of the ball game. And it's 36-28. Lions are down by 8. With it on the left-hand side, Weimer. Now between the circles, Hibbert goes over to Fales. Fales drives inside the lane. Spins it back out on the left corner to Hibbert. Hibbert inside the arc. Now up to the left wing. Now back out to the left baseline. Into the lane. Spins. Put it up off the glass and rim it in. And a 30-second timeout is going to be taken by John Miller and the Hanover Panthers. 18:25 left to go in the ball game. It's now Hanover 38, the Lions 28.
Every day of the week is a party at J-Tap Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue. Start with Saturdays, where J-Taps is your official stop for Mount St. Joe's football before and after the game. On Sunday is the NFL Sunday Ticket. See a different game on every screen. And while you're there, check out the great service while enjoying all the different entrees on the J-Taps menu. It's wing night for Monday Night Football. Tuesday is boneless wing night, and Wednesday stop by for gyro night. It's the place to be. Open every day at 11. J-Taps Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue in Cincinnati.
So after that 30 by John Miller, the Lions will have the basketball. They're going to put on a full court press. Hanover is, and they go 1-2-2. And the inbounds to Thomas, back to Sullivan, over to Thomas right side into the front court. Cropper with 18:20 remaining to go in the ball ballgame. Down into the right corner to Moorhead. Now back out front, Cropper. Cropper between the circles. On the left-hand side, Sean Sullivan. Back out to Jake. Crop with the basketball. He'll have senior day on Saturday along with Moorhead, Sullivan, and Rabe. Top of the key, Cropper to the right elbow. Back over to Thomas. Thomas right of the circle to the top of the key. Left of the lane. He's going to throw it up with the right hand on the left side. Got it. Thomas has got 4, and it's 38-30. Lions hanging around, down by 8 now. Fails is going to be held by Brady Thomas on the dribble. That is the first foul against Brady. First against the Lions as a team. 17:48 left to go in it. 38-30 the score. Hanover on top of it. And the official, I remember this guy now from Hanover the first game, and he gave Toby Kerrigan a T for stepping out of the coach's box, and now he's giving Toby the business in the coach's box again as Hibbert drills the left wing 3. Only referee in the conference that worries about the coach's box is this guy down on the floor. 41-30, Hanover with the lead as the Lions have the basketball out to Sullivan. On the right-hand side, Brady Thomas. Thomas gets it out top of the key to Young. He's going to dribble left of the lane. Now back over to Moorhead. Moorhead back out to Young. Left of the lane for 3. Got it! From the left wing. Young hits the three-pointer. He has got 12 in the ball game, and the Lions are down by 8 again, 41-33. Fails, around a pick by Williams, into the lane with the left hand, put it up in front of Moorhead, got it to go. That's what makes him tough, and believe it or not, folks, that's the first 2 points of the ball game by Cam Fails. He was scoreless in the first half. 16:45, 10-point lead by Hanover, 43-33. Thomas gets it off to Cropper. Cropper right of the circle to the right of the lane. Gets it back out to Moorhead. Now it goes to Thomas. Thomas will drive right of the lane all the way to the bucket. Lays it up too hard. Got contested there by Robertson, and the rebound taken down by Williams. Up the floor to Hibbert. Hibbert back outside to Robertson. Now left of the circle to Fails. Fails looking for a pick. He's going to drive with the right hand down into the right corner to Hibbert. He'll be shut off on the baseline. Double team to the right block. Backing Sullivan now. Now right elbow. It goes to Williams from 15. No good. And Jake Cropper grabs the rebound. Crop will get it up the floor into the front court. Crop with the basketball on the right side. Gets it off to Sullivan. And a traveling violation will be called on Jake Cropper. So the travel gives it back to Hanover with 16:04 remaining to go in the ball game here from the Harrington Center. And with it, top of the circle now is Williams. Williams gets it over on the left-hand side to Hibbert. Top of the key, Fails. Fails with it. Dribbles around a pick. Down on the right-hand side to Robertson. Now back out front, Hibbert. Left of the circle. Long 3. Got it. Hibbert has got 11. And it is 46-33. Again, a 13-point lead for Hanover. On the right side, Rabe. Rabe crossover dribble to the right-hand side. Liam just snuck back into the ballgame to Thomas on the left wing. Thomas bounce pass to Young, top of the circle. Hands it off to Rabe. Rabe tried to get a pass over to Young on the left baseline. Got the ball knocked free. Saved in by Moorhead, but right into the hands of Fails. Fails brings it up on the run. Left wing, it goes to Hibbert again for the 3. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It will go back to the Lions. 15-10 remaining. Into the ballgame, Tanner Clausen. Leaving is Mitch Moorhead. Checking out the women's score over at Hanover. And with 3.5 left to go, it is 66-57 Hanover on top of the Lion women. On the left-hand side, Cropper gets the top of the key to Young. Young inside the lane, threw up the shot off the glass of rim. Won't go, but he is fouled. And Devin will go to the line shooting 2 on the foul by Matt Weimer. Weimer with his first. And the first against Hanover as a team. 14:57 left to go in the game. And Young goes line left. Shoots the first one. Got it to go. Devin with 13, shooting 81% from the field. Told you earlier, his grandparents stopped up there from Florida. Talked to his granddad a little bit. And he asked me if I played ball. I said, well, high school ball. I said, my son's played at Hiram. He goes, oh, Hiram. He says, my nephew went to Hiram. Turns out, second one by Young is good. Turns out his nephew is a player that actually was on the team when my younger son, Patrick, was the student assistant coach at Hiram. So it's a small world. Ian Fouts, one of the cousins of Devin Young. Fails, drives inside the lane. No good, but he's fouled on the way to the bucket, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. Tanner Kloss with the foul. That is his first of the ball game. It is just a small world, isn't it? 46-35 Hanover. Going line right, Cam Fails, shooting 77% from the stripe this year. Shoots that one up and in. He's got 3 in the ball game. Hanover really just has not needed him tonight. And he's a smart enough and a good enough ball player and humble enough that he is not going to force things when he doesn't have to. Second one is good. To me, pound for pound, inch for inch, I said this at the beginning of the game, he is the best player in the league. 48-35. Hanover with the lead. Thomas with it left wing. He'll shoot the 3. Got it. Thomas came around a pick. Shot the 3-pointer. He's got 7. 48-38, all coming here in the second half. Fails. Dribbling in against Thomas. Shut off. Kicks it back outside to Weimer to the free throw line. Inside the lane. Stops. Dumps it off underneath to Williams. Put the shot up. No good. Williams got his own rebound. Back up and in. Boy, Williams was just a man amongst men in the lane that time. He has got 4, and it's 50-38, a 12-point lead again for Hanover. Top of the key, Cropper, left of the circle, hands it off to Thomas. Thomas is going to drive the lane this time all the way to the hole, laid it up and in. Brady's got 9, Devon's got 14, and the Lions have cut it to 10 again at 50-40. Into the front court, Fails, left of the lane, put it up, no good. Devin Young got the rebound. Young clears it off to Thomas, up the floor to Kloss. Kloss with it on the left side. He's going to pop it from 15 left baseline, no good. And the rebound taken down by Isaac Hibbard. Hibbard will get it up the floor into the front court all the way to the baseline. Now backs it out to the left wing. Hibbard between the legs, dribbles, shut off by Liam Ray, but a foul will be called on Liam Ray. That is Liam's 3rd, and it will be the 3rd against the Lions as a team. Sean Sullivan will come in. Liam Ray will sit down. Final score from Hanover. The Panther women defeat Mount St. Joseph tonight 74-61. So the Lions record now 13-11 and 8-9 in the conference. With it is Fails on the right of the circle. It goes to Weimer. Weimer dribbles inside, put it up no, and he's going to be fouled. And the foul will be called on Sean Sullivan. Sullivan with his second, or check it, that's going to be, yes, his second personal foul. And that's the 4th against the Lions. And Toby Kerrigan. These guys in the stripes are not going to be on his Christmas card list next year. Going line right is Weimer. He puts it up and it's no good. Weimer has 8 tonight. 13-13 remaining in the ballgame. Saturday we'll be doing both games, the women and the men, starting at 12:30 with the pregame show. Second one by Weimer, no good, and Cropper got the rebound. Women's tip-off at 1 o'clock. They'll be playing Earlham, and then the men will go at 3. Thomas picked up his dribble, couldn't find anybody to pass it to, and Sullivan had to come and get him out of a pickle. Sullivan with it left wing, around a pick by Kloss to the left of the circle. Top of the key, Thomas. Right wing, it goes to Cropper. Cropper to the arc, back out top of the key to Thomas. High arcing 3, got it! Brady with 12 in the ball game. And they've all come here in the second half, and the Lions are down by 7 at 50-43. And now John Miller is going to use another timeout for Hanover. 12:37 to go in the ball game. It's now Hanover 50, the Lions 43. Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
Mount St. Joseph University is the Catholic university on a mission to give education greater purpose. Located on the west side of Cincinnati, the Mount is dedicated to helping students become competent, compassionate, critical thinkers, ready to make a meaningful impact on the world. Nearly 99% of those who earn a degree from Mount St. Joseph University are employed, enrolled in graduate studies, or volunteering within 6 months of graduation. Discover your mission by visiting msj.edu.
Back at the Harrington Center, once again, the women fall over in Hanover, 74-61. So Bear Benjamin's team falls to 13-11 on the year, and they are 8-9 in the conference. Try to take a look at the scoreboard in the women and see whether or not we can get a score on the Defiance women tonight, because they came into the ball game in those women's standings right there with Mount St. Joseph in the standings, just one game behind at 7-9. Shot from the right-hand side put up by Hanover, no good. And the rebound taken down by Brady Thomas. Gets it up the floor to Sullivan on the right side. Cropper, right wing to Tanner Kloss. Kloss with it, top of the circle to Young. Now back over to Thomas. Thomas with it, left of the circle from 17. Got it to go again. Thomas has got 14. Lions are down by 5. 50-45. 12 minutes to go in the ball game. Fails around a pick by Williams to the free throw line. Kicks it out into the left corner to Hibbert. All alone for the three. No good off the back iron. And the rebound taken down by Brady Thomas. And boy, is he feeling it right now. Thomas up the floor to Sullivan. Sullivan into the front court. On the left wing to Kloss. Top of the key to Cropper. Cropper with the basketball. Out between the circles to Devin Young. Young jab step to the right. Gets to Kloss. Left of the circle for three. Got it! Lions are down by 2, and Kloss has got his first three. It's 50-48 with 11.5 to go in the ball game. Fails. Double teamed out near the timeline. Bounce pass on the left baseline to Hibbert. Hibbert up to the line of the lane. Kicks it off into the right baseline to Weimer, and he stepped out of bounds. Turnover gives it back to the Lions, and in women's basketball, Earlham is leading Defiance right now, 30-24 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. So the Lions want to a Defiance loss here tonight so they can stay in that fourth position. With it is Young, top of the circle, hands it off to Thomas. Thomas inside the lane, kicks it back out to Young, pump fake to the free throw line, left baseline to Sullivan for three, got it! Lions have taken the lead for the first time tonight. Sullivan with his first three of the game, and the Lions lead it by a point, 51-50. Fails near the timeline, double teamed in the half-court trap, off to Williams. Williams right of the lane, jump pass, back outside, it goes to Klonks for the three. Spun it in and out, no good. Rebound, Sean Sullivan. Sullivan gets it off to Thomas, into the front court to Cropper. Cropper now on the right side to Sean Sullivan, over to Kloss. Right baseline to Cropper. Back out front, Young. Young jabs to the left, goes to the right, back to Kloss for three again. Right side of the lane, that time no good. And Klonk's got the rebound. Up the floor to Fails. Fails to the right elbow. Now backs it out. He's going to stop. Pop the long three, no good. And the rebound, Tanner Kloss. Might not have been the shot that John Miller wanted, but he'll let the senior do what he wants. He might be the player of the year. Young all the way to the line of the lane, laid it up, no, and a foul is going to be called against Hanover. Left of the lane, it goes to Devin Young. And Young will go line left, shooting two. He has got 14 points tonight. Lions lead by a point, and Young drills the free throw. He's got 15. Thomas has got 14. And Jake Cropper has got 10. Now Hibbert will leave the ball game. And Logan Ratz is back in, I believe. No, check that. It is not Ratz. It is Zach Harp into the ball game. The Elder product. Young hit the second one. He's got 16 in the ball game, and the Lions lead it by 3. Left wing shooting the shot is Harp, and he missed it, and the rebound chased down in the corner by Sean Sullivan. On the right wing, it goes to Kloss. Kloss with it, top of the key to Sullivan. Left wing to Thomas for three. Got it! Oh, is Brady in his zone? He's got 17. That's his third three of the half. He's got 17 in the half. Timeout, John Miller. And he's going to talk about, could somebody pick up number 23? 9:31 left to go in the game. The Lions 56, Hanover 50.
People just love the quality from Effin' Good Chicken Tenders on 5102 Crookshank Road in Cincinnati. They use fresh chicken, and it's always hand-breaded with homemade sauces daily. And order the coleslaw. You won't regret it. Ordering out is easy at Effin' Good Chicken Tenders. Order dinner on Facebook right now or call 451-3000. At Effin' Good Chicken Tenders, order up a combo, feed the family, or your sudden drop-in guests. Effin' Good Chicken Tenders, located at 5102 Crookshank Road. Order at 451-3000. Effin' Good Chicken Tenders, real chicken, real fast, real good.
16-9.
Yes, 16-9.
It's Rocktoberfest at Jake Sweeney Jeep, Tri-County.
During Jeep Adventure Days, get a new Compass Sport as low as 16.9.
Only at Jake Sweeney Jeep, Tri-County.
JakeSweeney.com. Well, it's been the Devin Young and Brady Thomas show here in the second half. Brady Thomas has got 17 points all in the second half. Devin Young has got 16 points, 9 of them coming here in the second half. They have combined for 33 points, and the Lions now all of a sudden are leading it by 6 at 56-50. Boy, what a game this has been for the Lions, and unfortunately, in a game that they must win, do or die, and hope that Franklin can get beat 2 in a row. Unfortunately, it looks like Franklin is going to win tonight and clinch that 6th seed. With it as fails after the timeout. 9:25 remaining to go. With it on the left baseline, it goes to Williams. Williams backs in against Young. Into the lane. Stops, pops it from 5. Off the rim and in. Kevin Williams with 6. So John Miller went old school out of that timeout. And it's 56-52. Just beat it down low. Between the circles, Young. Young looks on the back door. Got it to Thomas. Laid it up on the left side. Good. 19 in the ball game for Thomas. 58-52 Lions. 8:50 remaining to go in the game. And Franklin is leading Transylvania 56-33 with 17 minutes to go in the ball game. With it on the right-hand side, Robertson dribbles down to the left block. Robertson looks underneath the Christian Reed. Put it up inside the lane with a left hand and got it. Christian Reed with his first 2 of the ball game, and it's 58-54. Sullivan between the circles to Young. Young looks to the left, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Devin Young. So the travel gives it back to Hanover, down by 4 in the ball game, 58-54. Turnovers even at 6 apiece. It's been a well-played ball game between both these teams. Mitch Moorhead into the ball game. Devin Young is going to get a breather, and he deserves it. Brady Thomas is going to need a breather here pretty soon, and he deserves it too, although Thomas plays a lot on emotion, and he is just flying high right now. On the left-hand side, Robertson near the sideline, gets it underneath to Christian Reed. Turnaround shot in the lane. No good. Good defense by Mitch Moorhead, and the rebound pulled down by M&M. Gets it up the floor to Thomas into the front court. Thomas with the basketball on the right side. Bounce pass to Moorhead, left of the circle. Moorhead hands it off to Thomas to the free throw line. 15-footer by Brady. No good off the side iron, and Hibbard got the rebound. He'll bring it into the front court. Hibbard, crossover dribble to the line, to the lane, inside the lane. Stops, up and under move again. Threw it up, no, and a foul will be called on Sean Sullivan. Foul will be on Sean. That will be his 3rd, and that is the 5th against the Lions as a team. So going line right will be Hibbard. Hanover's got only 2 here in the second half. Hibbard, line right, puts the shot up, and it is good. He has got 12 in the ball game. Shooting 58% from the stripe this year. He's now 1 for 1 from the line. Line right, second one by Hibbard. Good again. got 13, draws Hanover to within 2 at 58-56. Devin Young back into the ballgame. Mitch Moorhead will leave. Just a brief breather for the freshman out of Kentucky. With it is Thomas into the front court. Thomas double teamed out near the timeline, went right through the legs of Jake Cropper and out of bounds. 7:34 remaining. So a big turnover against the Lions, and now Toby Kerrigan wants to use a timeout. We will also, 7:34 remaining in the ball game. It's now the Lions 58, Hanover 56.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Stay up to date with all your sports information on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Mount St. Joseph University and Roger Bacon High School sports. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night at 9 during the baseball season. Minute-by-minute scores, opinion articles, stories from the pros, college, and high school levels, including the WWE, MMA, and UFC. Increase your workout level and tickets to any sporting event, all in one spot. Check out UltimateSportsTalk.com every day for your sports fix.
Well, both teams have 3 timeouts left. 2 fulls and a 30. 7:34 remaining to go in this ball game, and the Lions lead at 58-56. This is not the season the Lions wanted to have this year, but boy, a win here tonight would certainly cure a lot of ills heading into the offseason. Fails will bring it across the timeline. 7.5 remaining to go in the ball game. Hanover with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. With the basketball, Robertson dribbles to the right wing. Bounce pass back outside to Fails. Fails between the circles, looking all over the situation. 14 on the shot clock. Fails around a pick by Robertson. Gets it back to Robertson. Left of the circle for the long 3 by Blake. No good. And the rebound is taken down by Christian Reed. Put it up, hit the bottom of the rim, but the outside official is going to call a foul. And that will be on Devin Young. That is his first, and that's the 6th against the Lions as a team. Only 2 on Hanover here in the half. 7:07 remaining, and Reed will go line right. He has got 2. He'll shoot 2. Puts up, and it is no good. Deadened it against the back of the rim, and it almost fell in. Second one by Reed, the 6'5 junior. Had 6 in the first outing. Put that one up, hit the back iron, no good again. And the rebound taken down by Devin Young. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Sullivan on the right side gets it off to Brady Thomas. He's played almost the entire second half. I think he's played the entire second half. With it is Kloss, top of the circle for 3, no good. And the rebound, what? And we've got a foul called underneath, and that'll be against Hanover. It's going to be on Blake Robertson as he grabbed a hold of the wrist of Jake Cropper going for the rebound. Blake Robertson with his first personal, and that is the 3rd against Hanover. Hanover fans don't like it because Cropper actually took his arm and pulled it back trying to keep from fouling himself, but the official called the foul on the opposite hand. With it is Young, top of the key Cropper. Cropper almost walked again. Cropper right of the lane. Back outside to Sullivan. Top of the key. Young for the top of the key. 3, got it! It's raining threes in the Harrington Center. Young with 19, 61-56. Lions with their biggest, well, no, not their biggest lead of 5. It was 6. Underneath Reed, throws it up, and he will get it, and it is good, and it is a foul on Sean Sullivan. That is the 4th on Sean, and Reed has got 4, and he'll go to the line looking for 5. Now Weimer's coming back into the ballgame, and Blake Robertson will sit with 6:26 remaining. 61-58, Lions by 3. Reed, line right. Eyes it, shoots it, missed it again. He's 0 for 3. And the rebound, Jake Cropper. Crop will get it up the floor to Brady Thomas. Into the front court, Sullivan. Now on the right side, Cropper to the right sideline, to Kloss. Top of the key, Young. Young hands it off to Kloss. Kloss to the line, to the lane. Inside the lane, laid it up with the right hand. Good! Tanner's got 5. 63-58, Lions by 5. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Fails, splits the double team, and a reach-in foul will be called. And that's going to be against Brady Thomas, and that will put the Lions over the limit. Thomas with his second personal foul. Kevin Williams back into the ballgame. Christian Reed will leave. Isaac Hibbert also back in. Sean Sullivan leaves. And Mitch Moorhead. So the Lions are going to go big. Moorhead putting it up was Hanover, and it was no good, and the rebound taken down on the right side by the Lions with the top of the key to Young. Young jabs to the left, goes to the right to Kloss to the free throw line. Now back to Young. Young's going to drive right of the lane. He's going to be fouled on the way to the bucket. No, now the official's going to change his call and make it a jump ball. And that'll give the ball back to Hanover. He was all set to call the foul and then changed it at the last second to the jump. So the arrow gives it back to Hanover with 5:35 remaining. Boy, that was a close call. With it is Fales. Fales around a pick by Williams. To the right of the circle, he's going to put up the 3. Fales missed it. And the rebound taken down by Devin Young. Gets it off to Thomas, and Thomas will bring it into the front court. Thomas with the basketball on the left side, now between the circles. Thomas gets it sideline right to Jake Cropper. Cropper with the basketball, dribbles to the free throw line, back out front to Thomas. Now back down into the corner to Moorhead, outside to Thomas. Now top of the key, Young. Young with 8 on the shot clock. Left corner to Moorhead. Moorhead dribbles inside the lane, fall away right hand. Hook, good! Moorhead has got 4 in the ball game. And the Lions are leading it now by 7, 65-58. With it on the right side, Fales into the right corner to Hibbert. He's going to drive the lane, lay it up and in. This might be the best backcourt in the Heartland Conference in Fales and Hibbert. Hibbert has got 15 at 65-60. Cropper brings it across the timeline. Crop with the basketball on the left side. It goes to Kloss. He'll drive the lane. Lay it up. Won't go. And the rebound. He got bumped. No call. Rebound taken down by Williams. Up the floor to Fales. Into the front court. Fales to the free throw line. On the right side. Now backs it outside the arc. To the top of the key. Fales with the left hand. To the line. To the lane. Left of the circle. Laid it up and in. Fales has got 6. Boy, he wanted that shot. 65-62. We're under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Full court pressure put on by Hanover. Cropper finally inbounds the basketball to Brady Thomas. Thomas guarded by Fales. It's a freshman against a senior. Thomas gets a pass over to Kloss. On the left side to Young. Lions have 3 freshmen on the floor and 2 seniors. Young with it on the right-hand side to Brady Thomas. Thomas with it back over on the right side to Cropper, to Kloss. Now on the left side to Moorhead, and a foul reaching in and holding will be called against Matt Weimer. Weimer with his second personal, and that's just the 4th against Hanover as a team. 3:32 remaining. Lions down the game, shooting 52% from the field. Hanover 47. Thomas, left corner to the left wing from 3. Got it again! Thomas with 22 in the ball game, and it is 68-62 Lions. They are hotter than a firecracker here in the second half. Fales is going to take it all the way to the hole, and he's going to be called for the travel. You wouldn't expect this out of a team that's 13-3, but Hanover right now seems to be coming apart at the seams. 3:16 to go. Inbounds to Moorhead. Moorhead in the backcourt. Gets it off to Young. Up the floor to Cropper. Cropper ahead of the pack. Lays it up. Missed the bunny. Rebound fails. Gets it up the floor. Fails into the left corner to Weimer. Back outside Williams. Williams with it to Fails. Now down to Klonks in the left corner. He'll drive inside the lane. Out to Hibbert. Right corner. All alone. 3. No good. Rebound Williams in the lane. Ball loose on the floor. And now a foul is going to be called. And what do we have? It is going to be a foul on Jake Cropper. Boy, it looked like a jump ball situation, but they call the foul on Crop, and that is his first of the ball game. Line right, Kevin Williams. Williams shooting 80% from the stripe this year, 66 points in the ball game. It's his first trip to the line, shooting 1-1. Eyes it, shoots it, got it. Williams with 7 now. And it's 68-63. Second one by Williams from line right. Left hands it up, and that one's good again. Williams has 8 in the ballgame now. And it is 68-64. Kloss in the backcourt. Kloss against the pressure. Crossover dribble into the front court across the timeline. Tanner with the basketball. Hands it off to Jake Cropper near the center circle. Crop with it on the left-hand side. Gets it back to Tanner Kloss. 2.5 minutes to go in the ballgame. Lions lead it by 4. Young back over to Kloss. Spins to his right. Drives to the lane. Bladed up short. No call on the foul. And the rebound taken down by Hibbert. Gets it up the floor to Fales. Fales around a pick by Williams. Fales then tried to go behind the back dribble. Kicked it off his heel. And the ball is down. Let's see if they're going to call a jump ball here. It's supposed to be a jump ball. And if it is, it'll go back to the Lions. It is. The Lions get the ball back. Fales tried to go behind the back, went off his back heel. Williams went to the floor along with Brady Thomas, and they tied it up. And now the Lions are going to use a timeout. 2:16 left to go in this nerve-wracker. Your score from the Harrington Center, it's the Lions 68, Hanover 64.
Everyone loves pizza. But when people who love to serve their family recipes come together with people who really love to enjoy them, that's when the magic happens. That's the recipe for happy. Now, who's hungry? La Rosa's Family Pizzeria. The recipe for happy.
Order La Rosa's Pizza now at 347-1111.
Well, that was a 30-second timeout used by Toby Kerrigan, so he'll have 2 60s remaining. John Miller's got 2 fulls and a 30. Going on in Franklin, the Grizz leading Transylvania with 13:21 remaining in the ball game, 66-44. Not a good night for the Pioneers. Lions will have it in midcourt. Cropper inbounds it in front of the scorer's table in the backcourt to Thomas. Now back off to Sean Sullivan, who's into the ballgame now for Mitch Moorhead. To Tanner Kloss, top of the key. It goes to Devin Young. Young looking to his right, holds the ball on his hip, hands it off to Sullivan. 16 on the shot clock, and a foul will be called on Hanover. That's just their 5th team foul. They actually have another foul to give before they send the Lions to the line. Foul on Ryan Klonks. That is his 2nd of the ball game. Cropper will put it in play. Shot clock resets to 20. 1:59 left to go in the ball game. Top of the key, it is Young. Lions leading it by 4, 68-64. Sullivan with it between the circles. Gets it over on the left-hand side to Cropper. Cropper drives left of the lane. Stops in the lane. Spins to his right. Threw it up. Blocked partially from behind. And the ball pulled out of the air by Klonks. Up the floor into the front court to Fales. To the left wing. Gets it back to Klonks. Klonks dribbles left of the lane. Pulls up from 13. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Back to the Lions. Ball will go back to Mount St. Joseph with 1:31 to go in the ball game. Now coming in, Logan Ratz. This will be his first trip into the ball game here in the second half, and leaving is Kevin Williams. They may be bringing him in to do some situational fouling. He's only got 1. Thomas is going to throw the length of the floor. Home run ball goes to Young, and he dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds. Wow. Big turnover by the Lions because Young was going to the bucket. Ratz is out of the ball game, and Kevin Williams is back in. Mitch Moorhead comes in, and now Sean Sullivan will leave. One thing about it, you could say one thing about Thomas and Young. They're playing to win. They're not playing to go home and plan their summer festivities yet. Into the front court. comes Fales. Gets it off near the center circle to Blake Robertson. Check it. That's Weimer. Excuse me. Weimer bounce pass to Williams, top of the key. Over to Fales. Fales right wing. He's going to shoot the three. No good. Rebound, Jake Cropper. 1:12 left to go in the ball game. Lions with a 4-point lead. Thomas behind the back dribble around Fales to the top of the key. On the left-hand side to Moorhead. Back out front, Cropper. Lions want to run some time. A minute left to go in the ball game. Lions by 4. With it is Young. Top of the key. Young on the left-hand side to Cropper at the left wing. Cropper dribbles to the left elbow. Bounce pass to Young. Young with the dribble. Stops. Pops it from 5. No good. Rebound knocked around. Comes down into the hands of Hanover. Hibbert will bring it up on the run. All the way to the bucket. Down to the baseline. Spins it back out. Now spins back to the bucket. And he's going to be fouled on the play. And that'll be against Mitch Moorhead as he forced him out of bounds. Moorhead with his first personal foul. That is the 10th foul of the ball game against the Lions. So going line right will be Hibbert. Shooting 2 as he'll have the bonus. 58% from the line on the year. He's 2 for 2 tonight with 15 points. Hibbert shoots it. Got it. 60 in the ball game for Hibbert. Checking in now, Sean Sullivan. Leaving is Mitch Moorhead. 68-65, 39.2 remaining in the game. Second one by Hibbert is up, and it is good. Hibbert with 17 in the ball game. 4 for 4 from the stripe. Full court pressure put on by Hanover. Inbounds pass made to Thomas, back to Cropper. Cropper with it. There's an 8-second differential between game clock and shot clock. With it is Thomas. Thomas now, Toby Kerrigan is going to use a timeout. He will have one remaining after this, and it will be a full, so we'll take one also from the Harrington Center. 27.8 seconds to go in the ball game. It's a close one. The Lions, 68. Hanover, 66.
Ascent Safety Solutions focuses on preventing injuries before they happen. Ascent partners with employers to create a strong safety culture through ongoing safety evaluations, writing and implementing safety policies and procedures, and OSHA-compliant training. Having challenges on the job site, Ascent provides job site inspections, along with temporary and full-time on-site safety staffing across the nation. Ascent Safety Solutions. Together, we can improve lives and reduce claim costs at the same time. Call Tommy Watkins at 513-351-1222. Every day of the week is a party at J-Taps Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue. Start with Saturdays, where J-Taps is your official stop for Mount St. Joe's football before and after the game. On Sunday is the NFL Sunday Ticket. See a different game on every screen. And while you're there, check out the great service while enjoying all the different entrees on the J-Taps menu. It's wing night for Monday Night Football. Tuesday is boneless wing night, and Wednesday stop by for gyro night. It's the place to be. Open every day at 11. J-Taps Sports Bar and Grill at 6441 Glenway Avenue in Cincinnati.
You think the fans of the Fighting Engineers are not listening into this ball game? Believe me, they are. 27.8 seconds to go. Rose a game behind Hanover for the conference championship. 68-66 Lions. Rose right now down by 3 with 2 minutes to go at Anderson. 63-60. And Franklin winning easily over Transylvania. 74-52. 10-14 to go in the ball game there. Cropper will put the ball in play. Lions have one timeout left. Cropper looking, and a foul is going to be called against Cam Fales. Hanover had one to give, and they took it. And that was on Fales. So that will reset the shot clock to 20. So again, 27.8 to go in the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. Cropper will put it in play to the left of the scorer's table in the front court. Looking. Inbounds into Klaus. Klaus ahead of the pack, lead it up and in! Klaus with 7, timeout Hanover. Oh, what a play by the Lions, and it just fell right into their lap, and the ball hung on the iron for what seemed to be an eternity and finally fell through. 23.8 seconds to go. Your score, it's now Mount St. Joseph 70, Hanover 66.
They say that great teams are built on teamwork, unity, and camaraderie. They say that great teams succeed when everyone's voice is heard, when everyone's included. We laugh together, we build together, we lift each other up. They say it takes a lot of hard work to be a great team. So we say, let's get to it.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone, and your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538. Well, don't look now, folks, but Transylvania's coming back. 8:52 remaining to go in the half. In the ball game, Franklin had a 22-point lead. It's now shrunk to 14, 74-60. Rose down by 5 at Anderson, 65-60 with 53 seconds to go. Hanover will put the ball in play. They do to Fales in the backcourt. 23 seconds to go here. Lions lead it by 4. Fales across the timeline to the top of the circle around a pick. Gets it off the Clonks. Left of the circle for 3. Drilled it. 14 seconds to go in the ball game, and now John Miller will use a timeout. Clonks has got 11 points tonight, 3 3-pointers, and it is now a 70-69 game with 14 seconds left to go in it, and we'll be back for those final 14 seconds after this. Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
The School of Health Sciences at Mount St. Joseph University is a proven leader in healthcare education. The Mount offers bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in nursing, including a blended online RN to BSN program and the innovative MSN Magellan program. For nearly 100 years, Mount St. Joseph University has produced outstanding healthcare professionals. Learn more at msj.edu/healthsciences.
14 seconds left to go in the ball game. That timeout was taken by the Lions, so that is their last timeout. John Miller of Hanover has 2 left, a full and a 30. 70-69, Lions lead it by a point. They come out with Kloss, Cropper, Sullivan, Thomas, and Young. Lions will have it on the back baseline. Thomas will inbound it. Full court pressure, man-to-man, put on by Hanover. And they drop a man back, and that's Clonks. Inbounds, Cropper, right back to Thomas. Thomas, double team, gets it up the floor, it goes to Kloss. Kloss not a Young, and a foul is going to be called on Hanover, and that will send the Lions to the line, and that's on Hibbert. Boy, John Miller has orchestrated the final 2 minutes of this game magnificently. You're seeing a couple of great coaches go head-to-head in this one. Hibbert out of the ball game now. Or check that. Hibbert is staying in the ball game. Going line left, Kloss. 8.6 left to go. Tanner shoots it. Missed it. Rebound taken down by Hanover. Here we go. Fails. They're going to go for one shot. Fails across the timeline. To the top of the key. To the line. To the lane. Throws it up. No good. Rebound. Young. Game's over. Lions win the ball game, and Cam Fales is screaming at the official underneath the bucket that there should have been a foul as he was knocked to the floor. No foul called, and Cam Fales is irate at the end of this one, and the Lions come away with the upset of the season as they win it here this evening by the final score of 70-69, and now we turn our attention to Franklin, where Transylvania is trying to come back and win the game against Franklin. So the celebration for Hanover will have to wait one more night, as Anderson right now is leading, well, by 7 with 38 seconds to go over Rose Hallman. And a loss by Rose basically will clinch the title. Well, it will clinch the title for Hanover if Rose loses here tonight. Your final score here this evening from the Harrington Center, though, it is Mount St. Joseph 70, Hanover 69. We'll be back to wrap things up after these timeouts.
Stay up to date with all your sports information on UltimateSportsTalk.com. Mount St. Joseph University and Roger Bacon High School sports. Talk about the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians on the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night at 9 during the baseball season. Minute-by-minute scores, opinion articles, stories from the pros, college, and high school levels, including the WWE, MMA, and UFC. Increase your workout level and tickets to any sporting event, all in one spot. Check out UltimateSportsTalk.com every day for your sports fix.
NCAA TV and marketing rights fees. Where does the money go? Long answer, 96% of the revenue is used to fund 88 championships and support 1,055 member colleges and universities, who together provide $2 billion annually in financial aid to more than 400,000 student athletes so they can compete and learn. Short answer, we put our money where our mission is.
This Mount St. Joseph basketball broadcast is made possible by J-Tap Sports Bar at 6 Effin' Good Chicken Tenders. Call now to order at 513-451-3000. Jake Sweeney Auto at jakesweeney.com. And La Rosa's Pizza on Rapid Run Road. Call 513-347-1111. Please let these sponsors know you heard their name on Mount St. Joseph broadcast on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Back here at the Harrington Center, where the Lions have won here tonight by a final score of 70-69, and the Lions up their season mark to 8-16 overall. They are now 6-11 in the Heartland Conference. Unfortunately, it looks like it's all going to go for naught, although this one was a good win for the Lions. Right now, Franklin is on top of Transylvania. Last check, it was 16 points for the Lions on top of Transylvania with 8 minutes to go in the ball game. And as we try to effort and see if we can get another score out of there, Rose Holman was losing to Anderson tonight. So if that stays the way it is, and it does, Anderson defeated Rose Holman tonight 72-62. So that means Hanover has won the conference title because they've got the tiebreakers going in their favor. So Rose falls to Anderson tonight 72-62, and Franklin right now, they've upped their lead to Transylvania 81-63 in the contest. So that game, for all intents and purposes, is over also with 7:16 left to go. So the Lions will round out the regular season on Saturday, and that will be Senior Day back here at the Harrington Center as they will take on Earlham in the final game at 3 o'clock. We will bring you both games, the men's and women's contest. The women will start at 1 o'clock, and that'll be a must-win for the Lady Lions. And that will be at 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air with the pregame show at 12:30, and the women will tip off at 1. The men will tip off at 3, and that will be Senior Day, and we'll bring you all of the Senior Day festivities for that one. We'll be back with a final look at this afternoon's ball game when we come back right after this.
This Mount St. Joseph basketball broadcast is made possible by the Wishbone Tavern on Delhi Avenue. Iron sharpens iron. Call now at 513-383-9773. Sunday's Pub at 8582 Winton Road. Ascent Safety Solutions. Call 513-351-1222. And the Mount St. Joseph University. Please let these sponsors know you heard their name on Mount St. Joseph broadcast on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
So your final score here this evening, 70-69. Well, now they're going to say, well, is the final score 70-69 or 70-68? Did
I say 68?
So the stats right now, the final stats say 70-69. Evidently, we missed a three-pointer somewhere. But anyway, the Lions win it. They've got 3 players in double figures here tonight. Brady Thomas leading the way. What a second half Brady had. 23 points in the second half. Devin Young had 19. Jake Cropper, 10. Tanner Kloss ended up with 7 points in the ball game. Mitch Moorhead off the bench, 4 points. 3 points going to Sean Sullivan, 2 to Cedric Woods, and 2 to Ashton Burke. The Lions for the game shot 26 of 52 for 50%. Meanwhile, Hanover, they had 2 players in double figures, Isaac Hibbard with 17, Ryan Klunks with 10, but the key to the ball game was the Lions were able to hold Cam Fales, the leading scorer in the conference, to only 6 points in this evening's ball game. Hanover shot 25 of 56 from the field for a total of 44.6%. But they out-rebounded the Lions 34-28. Of those 34 rebounds, 9 of them were offensive. The Lions committed 10 turnovers in the ball game to Hanover's 8, but when it was all said and done, the Lions had the win 70-69 here this evening. So the Lions up their mark to 8-16. They're 6-11 in the Heartland, while Hanover is now 18-6. They are 13-4 in the Heartland Conference, but they're going to stay 1 game on top of Rose-Hulman because Rose is going to lose tonight to Anderson. They did already. Lost to Anderson tonight, but unfortunately for the Lions, Franklin is going to defeat Transylvania, and that will wrap up the 6th spot for Franklin in the tournament. So the final game of the year comes up this Saturday, starting at 12:30 with the pregame show, 1 o'clock with the women, and 3 o'clock with the men. Our thanks to Blake Watson for helping us out here this evening, the Sports Information Director. Our thanks to Dr. Williams for allowing us permission to broadcast these Mount St. Joseph games, to Steve Radcliffe, the Athletic Director, to both coaches, John Miller, and of course to Toby Kerrigan for being our pregame guest. Our thanks to all of our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Our thanks to Greg Mitchell for producing tonight's program, but most of all of our thanks go out to you for listening. I'm Dave Mitchell, once again until Friday, or Saturday afternoon, I should say, reminding you once again your final score here tonight. The Mount St. Joseph Lions, 70. Hanover, 69 until Saturday afternoon at 12:30. Have a good week, everybody. You've been listening to an UltimateSportsTalk.com presentation of Mount St. Joseph University basketball. This game has been brought to you by J-Tap Sports Bar at 6441 Glenway Avenue. Effin' Good Chicken Tenders. Call now to order at 513-451-3000. Jake Sweeney Automotive.